Hi, my magical creatures, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is I am going to talk about my experience coming out to the church growing up as a trans woman. Before we begin, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, a like, and don't forget to subscribe. It's a free way to help your girl out. So let's get started. Okay, period. So oh my gosh. So let me go back in time. So when I was in middle school, high school, I would go to church a lot. I went to a Christian church. I grew up Christians. On Wednesdays, I would go to youth group. And then Sundays, my family member I was by force, had to go to two different churches, two different services at two different churches on Sundays. And then on Wednesdays, I would go to youth group with kids my own age. But of course they weren't as Christian as we are told to be. So okay, so I want to say this was like around high school time. So I was probably like a junior, senior around high school time. Around junior year, that's when I really started to find myself as like gender identity, my sexual orientation. I started to play around with like makeup around my junior year of high school. Also too, watching like Elena Genevieve's videos, Angela Vanity's videos, watching Miles J production. Like it really taught me like, wow, like there's people out there in the world that are born male, but they put on makeup and they dress very feminine and they don't care. And that really inspired me, but of course at that time I wasn't ready to do all of that yet at the time. So I would go to church and we had this youth pastor. Oh my God, we're gonna call him Magickal. I don't know why, but Magickal. So Magickal basically was a youth pastor. He came all the way from like Southern California. One thing about Magickal that I really, really liked a lot, everybody liked Magickal. Like his energy was just really exuberant. He knows a lot of like artists like in the music industry and stuff because he like makes beats and he makes music too. Also too, like he's handsome or whatever, and his energy is just very extrovert, very just off the walls. Like he just knows how to light up an entire room basically, and everybody wanted to be with Magickal. But for some reason Magickal had a very like interest in me. Magickal, he would like take me to like Chipotle, and that was like my first time ever being introduced to Chipotle. Like I never knew what like Chipotle was until Magickal took me to Chipotle, and then like ever since then I've been addicted to Chipotle ever since. Like even years later I'm still addicted to Chipotle. So Magickal basically would take me out to eat all the time, would spend time together a lot. I personally believe that Magickal was bisexual. I really do, because he had some guy friends that were kind of like feminine. Like I'm talking about like tight jeans, long hair, skinny twinks, like, and then like they would like spend the night together too at his like in his room and stuff like that. But of course they're like boys or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know. So when I was like 15 or whatever, we went to like this Christian retreat or whatever. And me and Magickal ended up sharing a bed together, and then the other bed, the other two boys slept together too, but I ended up sharing a bed with Magickal. And I'm not gonna lie, like I liked it. Like I had a big crush on him, but then things got kind of like awkward in the end. Like I was like going through a lot of stuff. So like in my car or inside his car, we were just like talking for like really long and stuff. My family member, my uncle, got really upset because he thought like he was grooming me or whatever in his car, which that wasn't the case. So of course he went. So I ended up telling Magickal about the situation, about like my uncle thinking that you were like trying to be a pedophile, stuff like that. So then he went and told the pastor, and then it just became like really awkward ever since then. But like of course I still went to like church and everything, and yeah, it was just really bad. So of course he started like making comments like, oh, my children are not going to be gay, being gay is a sin, all this extra stuff. And I just remember, like, this was like my junior year of high school too. Like, this is when I really started to have enough. Like, I really started like questioning like the Bible, questioning like my faith, like questioning things like, you know, this person is human just like me, and he or and she bleeds the same like me. So like, who are they to tell me what to believe in? You know, like, I truly believe that like everyone's spiritual journey is different. So for him to kind of just sit there and just act like he just knows everything is not okay. And I remember growing up, I went to 2 different churches and stuff, and I remember asking the 2 separate pastors at the 2 different Christian churches, did humans exist with the dinosaurs? One of them said yes, and then the other pastor said no, we didn't. So that really left me stuck, like, what the, like, who, like, so who's wrong, you know? So yeah, and then that really made me like question a lot of things. Also too, I want to say that Magickal also too, like, you can just tell, like, you know, family recognize family. Like, you can just tell when someone is like gay, bisexual, like, you can just tell. Like, I have a good read for that. So anyways, how I came out to the church. So of course, all of them followed me. Even the parents followed me on Instagram at the time. This was when Instagram just started like coming out, you know. Yeah, I think it was like around sophomore year. So I want to say what, in like 2011, I want to say, like, that's when like Instagram like just came out or whatever. So of course, like, everybody from church, the parents, all the teens, everybody followed me on Instagram. So of course, like, around junior year, that's when I started like experimenting, playing with makeup. One day I just started putting on a bunch of makeup and I posted it on Instagram. Some people kind of like left comments saying, is that makeup? Other people just didn't really like the page or anything like that. But in a way that was kind of like myself to mentally prepare to come out, basically. One day, I remember just going to church. I remember Magickal, we were all like, so it was like the youth service or whatever. So I think this was senior year. No, this wasn't senior year. This was like probably the end of junior year. And then senior year, that's when I really just took off doing my own thing. Junior year, I want to say that towards the end, Magickal, I don't know what he was going through. I don't know what everybody was going through. But I feel like the church that I went to, like, if you didn't like go to church, or if you skipped out on youth group, if you didn't make it to service, like, they will guilt trip you and make you feel guilty for not showing up. Even if you were sick, they would literally make you feel like crap and make you feel guilty, you know? And I didn't really appreciate that nor like that a lot. And then also too, I remember just sitting there and Magickal was just like preaching or whatever, but wasn't even preaching about God. He was preaching about his family, about his sister was crying because she thought that he didn't like her. And I remember just sitting there like, why are we talking about this? I thought we were talking about the Bible. And then I remember people were just kind of like crying, sitting there crying. Like, it was just very weird. It was like I woken up, you know what I mean? Like I woke up. And after that, I left the church. That was hard. I spent my teenage years in the church, you know, and I have nothing against anybody that's Christian, but what I do have against is when you are putting people down and you're telling people that they're going to hell and stuff. That's when I draw the line, because it's like, who are you to tell somebody that? So after senior year, me and my friend, well, I'm not friends with her anymore, but at the time, me and her were friends. We went to like this LGBT panel thing, and that was the best thing I could have done for myself. because when I went, that's when I found out that I was transgender. And then so after that, I just was just truly finding myself, started my transition. And then of course, like I had people hitting me up from the church saying, what happened? Why are you not coming back? Like, why are you not coming? Is everything okay? And all this stuff. And then I just told them, I said, I'm never coming back. And then after that, they left me alone. Of course, to this day, you guys, I still see people from church. Like I'll go into Walmart, I'll go into the next city to go to Walmart, and I will still see them there. Just yesterday, I saw one of them there, and he was just staring at me, just full on staring at me, looking at me. Yeah, I just kept my head up high and I just kept it moving. I can tell he wanted to say something to me, but I'm not here for it. Like, I'm doing me. Yeah, so after that, once I fully, once I started transitioning or whatever, started posting on Instagram, started posting updates and whatnot, all the people that I thought were my supporters were my haters, and they ended up unfollowing me off of Instagram. One person even left a comment saying, this is a sin, right? And of course, like, I blocked people that, I'm talking about, these are like people that I spent, like, that I grew up with, okay? These are people that I grew up with, and people that we would go on trips with. Like, I mean, we went to Disneyland together. I mean, we've had pictures, videos. I mean, we've done like lock-ins at the church, where we have fun and then it was just crazy because a lot of them, like, we all went to the same high school together. And then, like, when we were in school, it was like they didn't know me or anything. But then when we were in church, they're like, oh, hey, Goddess Serenity, how's it going? Like, hey, and it was just giving fake, it was just a lot. And then also too, there was drama too in the church. I'm like, how is there drama in the church? Like, people gossiping, and it was just a lot. So during COVID time, I ended up losing my job during COVID, when COVID first happened. So I ended up getting a job at Walmart. Yes, I will admit, I worked at Walmart for 3 months, and then I got a way better job. But yes, I worked at Walmart for 3 months. And of course, I seen the people that I would go to church with and stuff, they somehow recognized me even when I had my mask on, working there, stocking shelves and stuff. Yeah, so they just would stare and look at me, and then of course I would just glance at them and go do my job, I guess. And it's just kind of like sucks because it's like, girl, like, like, you grew up with me, like, like, since I was like 12 to damn near 17, like, you guys, and then when you look at me, all you have to say is something under your breath. Like, you can't even say, hey, how's it going? Oh my God, like, you're so beautiful. It just really shows who people are. My senior year, I started transitioning, started posting on Instagram, and that was my way of coming out. And then all of them unfollowed me, all of them. I still see them to this day. Even when I go to Costco, one of the dads, he's like a manager there. And when I'm at Costco during checkout, I see him sometimes, and I just act like I don't even know who he is. So, yeah. So that is the time of me coming out to the church. Thank God we live in today's times, because back then they would have like hung me or burned me at the stake or stoned me. So I'm really thankful in this society, especially in America, we can like be ourselves and not get crucified at the stake. If you like this video, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, a like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay magical.